Hi friends, in the last video we discussed about observing body signals and some examples how we can observe body signals. Both the sister sciences, Yoga and Ayurveda, focus on self-awareness. So why they focus so much on self-awareness? Today we will dive deep into that. So stay tuned, watch the video completely. If you skip in between, you won't be able to understand it completely. So we'll start with a story. The story is of two sisters, Nisha and Aisha. So Nisha, as you can see in the picture, is the plumpier one and Aisha is the skinny one. And people always think that Nisha eats a lot of food, she doesn't exercise much, and she eats the share of Aisha also. So Aisha is so skinny, she doesn't get much to eat, or she might be very active and she might be eating very less. So this is not the case. Poor Nisha thinks that even if I drink water, I get fat. So why is that? And we see many cases around us like this. So if we see in one family, all family members eat the same food. Still some are thin, some are fat, some are energetic, some always feel lethargic or fatigued. So there are so many differences. Our personalities are different, our temperaments are different, our preferences are different. Why? So the input is food and water. So here we will talk only in terms of food. And the process is digestion, absorption and assimilation of the food. And output is our body and mind. So whatever food and water we have, it is converted into our body and mind. So the difference is in the process. Even if the food is same, after it goes into our body, the process of digestion, absorption, assimilation for each person is different. So the output will also be different because each one of us is unique. Everybody of us. So one thing that suits one person might not suit other person. Like for example, millets. Millets might suit one person. I have seen people who get gas, constipation because of bajra or ragi. So for some people it might be very healthy. They lose weight because they go from wheat and rice to only millets. For some people salad is good. Some people get bloating because of salad. I'm taking only healthy foods here, superfoods, because you should know the difference that even for superfoods, healthy foods like milk, millets, salad, fruits, it can affect some people badly, and it can actually be a boon, very beneficial for some people. Nature is made up of 5 elements: space, air, fire, water, earth. These 5 elements exist in all living and non-living forms. Man is a miniature of nature. So we are also made up of 5 elements. Now these 5 elements are a symbolic expression. So space, air is not the air that we breathe, or it's not even earth is not the soil. Fire is not the fire in your gas or any other fire. So this is a symbolic representation of the subtle energies, and these energies have their own qualities and properties. So these 5 elements, Pancha Mahabhuta, also exist within us in varying degrees. That's the reason I said we are unique, because for every person the degree of these elements, the basic principles, is different, and our physical aspects are governed by these 5 elements. How we look, are we thin or fat, our facial features, our body structure, do we gain or lose weight easily, again our psychological tendencies, like in stress situation, do we get anxious or do we get angry, or do we just withdraw ourselves. So all this is decided by the 5 elements which are present in our body in varying degrees. So our psychobiological makeup is decided based on the varying degrees of Pancha Mahabhuta, these 5 fundamental principles in our body. So these are the 5 elements manifested in sequence: space, air, fire, water, earth. If you want to know more about how these 5 elements were manifested, you can read Sankhya Darshan. the philosophy of creation. Space, called as Akash or ether, is all inclusive. It is the space in which all the other four principal energies play: the air, fire, water, and earth. So, space allows us to live, move, grow, and communicate. In our body, space is manifested as the spaces in the body like mouth, nose, gastrointestinal tract, abdomen, thorax. These are the spaces in the body, sinuses. And psychologically, it gives us freedom. Like we say, give me some space. So it gives us freedom, peace, love, compassion. And in negative sense, also every principle also gives some negative feelings, like space gives separation, isolation, ungroundedness. And if you go to the first row, these are the properties of space: empty, light, subtle, omnipresent, universal, non-moving, formless. So every element has properties. Then these elements, how they manifest in our body, in what form, psychologically how they manifest in our mind, and the negative qualities also that they give us. So next element is air. So air is the principle of movement. Air is also called as Vayu. It is nothing but the pran, the vital force that runs our body. All the movements in the body are taken care by air principle. It is a very important principle. The involuntary movements of the muscles, the contraction and relaxation of lungs, heartbeats, respiration, peristalsis. Peristalsis is when food moves in the GI tract due to the contraction and relaxation of the muscles. It is all done by the air principle. Psychologically, it gives us freshness, happiness, joy, enthusiasm. And the negative qualities are fear, anxiety, insecurity. That is also given by air and space. So the next element that is manifested after air is fire. When friction happens in air, it gives birth to fire. Fire is Agni, and this is the symbolic representation of intelligence and transformation. So when we say transformation of food into energy, metabolism, it is responsible for digestion, absorption, and assimilation in the body. And when we say intelligence is perception by the five senses. When you see a flower, to see the flower and to tell the mind that it is a flower, fire component comes into play. So psychologically, it gives us focus, comprehension, understanding. As I said, that fire element means intelligence, and it also gives us anger, hatred, jealousy, and criticism. So these are the properties of fire: hot, dry, sharp, penetrating, luminous. Why we are seeing the properties, we'll see later. Because five elements have the properties, three basic energies have properties, and our food also has properties. So we'll use these properties are very, very important. We'll use it later, we'll connect it later. So the next manifestation is water. Water is called as Apas. It is the universal chemical solvent. So all the biochemical reactions, all the biochemical functions are governed by water element. And it exists in our body as plasma, saliva, urine, sweat, nasal secretion, cytoplasm. I have included all the five elements in one slide, so I cannot mention everything here. So this is just very brief. Plasma, which is 90% water, carries nutrients all over the body. So water is very, very important for assimilation, maintaining nutrition, maintaining life. Psychologically, it expresses in our mind as contentment, love, compassion. It also creates thirst, edema, obesity, what we call as water retention. Earth element. Earth, known as Prithvi, holds all the creatures of the planet. As I said, earth doesn't mean soil, it's a principle. It's a principle of physical energy. It is also called as solidified consciousness. It expresses in our body as bones, cartilage, nails, hair, skin. So earth is nothing but whatever you see. That is earth principle. And in our body, it is our physical structure. It gives and provides a structure to the body. Psychologically, it promotes forgiveness, support, groundedness, and growth. And negatively, it's also associated with attachment, greed, and depression. And the properties of earth are bulky, hard, rough, firm, dense, and slow moving. So this is about all the 5 elements. In brief, the properties, how it expresses in our body, how it expresses in our mind, and how it is associated with the negative feelings. So these 5 elements combine together and make 3 basic energies. Air and ether or space combine to form Vata. Fire and water combine to form Pitta. And water and earth combine to form Kapha. So these 3 functional principles or great energies are present in each one of us in varying degrees. That's the reason I said each one of us is unique, because the degree of Vata Pitta Kapha in each one of us is different. So the degree of Vata Pitta Kapha is decided at the time of conception. It is based on the genetics, the emotions, the physical health of the parents. So many other factors are there even when the conception took place. So this is our genetic code, our genetic makeup. Vata Pitta Kapha govern our psychobiological functioning. That is, they govern our psychology as well as biology. As we saw that these 3 basic energies are derived from the Pancha Mahabhutas, and Pancha Mahabhutas have different functions in our body. So whenever we talk about Vata Pitta Kapha, we say Dosha, Dosha. So Dosha is a negative term. Here we can use Prakriti. Prakriti is our personality, who we are. So this was decided at the time of our conception. So there are a few lucky individuals who have balanced Vata Pitta Kapha since the time of birth. These individuals are very healthy individuals. But if they don't maintain their lifestyle, even their Vata Pitta Kapha can go out of balance and can create disease. So Vata Pitta Kapha are present in every cell, tissue, organ, and they do various functions in our body. When in balance, they create health. So whatever Prakriti we are, that lifestyle we have to follow. And when they go out of balance because of improper diet, stress, environmental factors, they cause diseases. So these functional principles are present in varying degrees in everything and everybody. So even in animals, Vata Pitta Kapha is present. And in varying degrees. The purpose of today's video is that knowing that how we are unique. Whatever suits one person doesn't suit other person. And these 3 principles influence all we are and all we do, right from our food choices, right from how we relate to others, our relationships, our weather preference, our career preference, our personality, how we look, how we behave, how we think, how we react under challenging situations. So everything is governed by our psychobiological makeup, that is Vata Pitta Kapha. So our first principle is Vata, energy of movement. Vata is combination of air and space. So space is inert, so it's air principle. And pure essence of Vata is Prana Shakti, the vital life force. So people who are yogis, who follow yogic lifestyle, Ayurvedic lifestyle, they can convert their Vata into Prana. That is lot of energy and intellectually intuition. They need not learn anything. They can learn everything with intuition. So in our body, Vata regulates all activity in the body, physiological and mental activity. All the involuntary movements in the body are done by Vata principle. Breathing, blinking, heartbeat, all movements in the cell membrane are also governed by Vata energy. And nervous system, the sensory impulses from nervous system to brain to nervous system are governed by Vata. If Vata is in balance, it promotes creativity, flexibility, freshness, lightness, happiness, joy. When it is out of balance, it creates fear, nervousness, anxiety, tremors, spasms. So basically related with the nervous system. And these are the properties of Vata: dry, light, cold, subtle, clear, mobile, dispersing. So properties we'll see later how they are connected. Pitta, energy of heating or metabolism, the fire principle. So Pitta comes from fire and water. Pitta means fire. The meaning of Pitta is also fire. So Tejas is the pure essence of Pitta. So yogis can convert their Pitta into Tejas, luminance, that is brilliance of mind, high intelligence. Pitta regulates all biochemical changes in the body. As we saw, Pitta means fire is responsible for transformation and intelligence. So food to body, the processes are digestion, absorption, assimilation, which creates food to body or energy, regulating body temperature. And intelligence means perception through five senses: understanding, comprehension, thinking, focus. So when pitta is in balance, it gives appetite, vitality, intelligence, understanding, good metabolism. And when pitta goes out of balance, it gives frustration, anger, criticism, hatred. So all these are negative qualities of the fire principle, and these are the properties of pitta: hot, sharp, oily, light, liquid. So these properties later we will see in the food also, that for example chilies are hot, sharp and light. So if a pitta person eats chilies, then the pitta will go out of balance. Lot of chilies, so pitta can go out of balance. So we'll see that in later videos. So we'll see the next energy, that is kapha. Kapha principle: energy that forms the body's structure. So our physical structure, bones, cartilage, hair, nails, skin, is formed by the kapha energy in our body. And the pure essence of kapha is ojas. Ojas means high immunity and strength. So yogis can convert their kapha into ojas. Kapha lubricates joints, moisturizes skin, helps to heal wounds and maintains immunity in our body. So when kapha is in balance, it gives us strength, vigor, stability, love, contentment, calmness, forgiveness. When it goes out of balance, it creates greed, lust, envy, lethargy. These are the properties of kapha: heavy, slow, cool, oily, damp, and so on. So these are the three energies in our body, the principal energies: vata, pitta, kapha, and they are present in every cell, tissue and organ of our body. These three energies run our body, but when they go out of balance, we call it dosha. It creates problems in the body. So if you want to know what is your Prakriti, so your Prakriti can be monotype, that is either vata, pitta or kapha. One energy is predominant. It can be dual type. It can be like pitta vata, vata pitta, pitta kapha, like that. Or it can be triple type, vata, pitta, kapha. So that's it for today. We'll meet in the next video with more on these three basic energies and with more on our Prakriti. Thank you so much for watching.